my last video, I asked you if you wanted to see videos of me creating activity books, coloring books, and even children's picture books using the Time Worksheets Generator, and I got a lot of responses saying yes, you would like to see a video like that. So here we go. Hello home bosses, my name is Nuria Corby from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And in yesterday's video I talked about the Time Worksheet Generator, and I asked if you wanted me to show you how to make a coloring book, an activity book, and even children's picture books, because I think that we can use different types of software in different ways. We can think a little bit outside the box and create some really stunning books or printables by just creating different kinds of products to the ones that they were even intended for. So even though this software is really great for creating practice books, and that is absolutely the way you should be using it, I thought I'd show you something a little bit different. So the first thing I want to show you is how we're going to use the Time Worksheet Generator software. And the first thing we're going to make is an activity sheet that you can then turn into a book or into PDF printables to sell on Etsy. And you can also make coloring books like that. So let's hop onto the Time Worksheet Generator and I'll show you how to do it. So I made this activity page with the Time Worksheet Generator app, and basically it's a coloring page, so the children can color this in, and they can also write the time in this clock here where it says I get up at 7 o'clock, so it's got the time here. What time do you get up? And it's got the pictures of the children getting up and brushing their teeth. And I think this is quite a nice activity because they can color it in and they can also do the activity, which is teaching them to learn the time. And I want to show you how I did this quickly in the Time Worksheet app. And for that I used the second upgrade, the OT02, which gives me access to all the graphics. So let's create a new page and I'll show you step by step how I did this. We add a page. So I'm going to access these images here, and you do need to have the second upgrade of the app to access this. And as you can see, there are some really nice frames here, and they're all categorized. So these are to do with farm images, jungle images, and the one that I really like is one down here, which is routine, because I can build my activity pages around children's routines. So what I did is I used this first one. So you can see this here, there's a child getting up and this one is brushing their teeth, and this frames our activity page quite nicely. And then what I did, as you can see here, is I created a clock that I placed in this section here. So then I go down here where it says elements and it says clock. We click on there, and this is one clock that we can completely customize. So what I've done is I've set it to 7 o'clock, which I can do here. So where it says hour, we're going to select 7, and minute will be 0, and then we click down here, update worksheet. So now we've got a clock that tells us the time is 7 o'clock. I'll make it a little bit smaller, and if we look back on our example, I put in some text and I said I get up at 7 o'clock. So let's do that here. So to put in some text, you click on this button here, add text, and now you can add whatever you like. So you don't have to do it exactly like this, of course. You can just choose your own activity and create whatever you can think of that a child might find fun to do. So let's add this. I get up at 7 o'clock, and we make this text smaller. This has now shifted a little bit, so let's just put this back, and we try and center this, and then we add another text, and we want to ask what time do you get up, and let's make this the same font size, which is 38 points, and then we write in what time do you get up, and let's center that as well. And then we want to add another clock down here where the child can then draw their own clock hands and also say what time they get up. So we go back to our initial clock design, and then what I've done, because I want this to be completely blank, what I've done is I've selected the color for the hands to be white, and that way we're just hiding all the hands of the clock. So I've selected white for the color, and I update the worksheet, and now we've got a plain clock. And also we want to get rid of this down here so that they can put in their own time, and I'm sure there is an easier way to do it, but I've just hidden it by pulling this up like that. And then you can also make this clock a little bit smaller. And then what you can do, if you want the child to write down here what time they get up, we can move this all up a little bit, make it a bit smaller maybe, so that we have more space for our text. And let's just do this quickly, and then we can put some lines or dashes here. So I select the text box, and instead of text, we're just going to type in some dashes, make them a bit smaller, and then the child can write down. Maybe we add some dashes here, and then the child can write what time they get up on these lines. And that's it, and you've got an activity page all done. And then you can make the next page, for example, something that they do at 8 o'clock, and then something they do at 9 o'clock. For example, they could have breakfast, or they could do their homework, and you go through the day with different activities that the child does. And for that you can also use the images here, which you've got kids images, and if you click here you get over 100 images of children doing different activities, so you can use that as well. And then you can just download this up here and download it as a PDF, and then you can sell this as a printable on Etsy, or you can just create several pages and put your book together that way. Or you can also download it as a PNG and upload it to Canva, and then add other elements from Canva to this. And this is also how you would create a coloring book. You don't necessarily have to use the time elements. You can just use these elements here with the children doing activities, putting them together on a page, give them a text, maybe say the things that I love to do, and then have different children doing different activities that they like doing. And you can create a whole coloring book like that, or printables to sell on Etsy. So let's just make a clock in color. Let's put this clock here, and we want to show this to be in the afternoon. So let's say it's at 4 p.m. So let's do this for 4 p.m. We set the time for 4, and let's update the worksheet. So now we've got a clock that shows 4 p.m. and we want to make it colorful. So we go to the left hand side and we will change the hand color to red, and we'll also change the minute color to a different color so the children can know which ones are the hour hands and which ones are the minute hands. Let's try this. So now we've changed the color there, but we can do much more. We can change the color of the whole clock as well. So we can also change the clock hand arrow type. So maybe we'll do this, we'll try that, let's see. And we can change the bezel thickness, but also the bezel color. So let's make this as colorful as possible. So we do red, and we can change this bezel color as well, and we will keep that blue, and maybe change the inner edge color for the bezel, and we'll make that red again. Let's see what that looks like. So okay, this is quite colorful. I like it. Maybe what we'll do is we'll also change the color of the numbers. Let's see if we can do that. Or you can even change the color for the ticks. So all of them can be changed. Let's have a look. Let's do that red. I don't want to use too many different colors. Well, let's do it blue. Now they're blue. I don't know if you can see it, but also the hour number color. We'll do that blue. And maybe we do the hour ticks, major tick color in red. Let's try that. So now we've got a really colorful clock. Let me actually change the number color as well. Let's do that completely different. Let's do a purple. So now we've got a really colorful clock, and now we can download this and use it for Canva. So now I'm on Canva and I've created this little background image very quickly. I'll show you how I did it. I'll show you the same steps. So we start with a blank page and then we go on elements and I choose watercolor background, and that doesn't really give me what I want, so I choose watercolor garden. Let's see what we can find. I think that's how I found it. Here we are. So that is the image that I chose. So I extend it to the whole page in Canva, and then I chose this little boy. So again, I go on elements and I just typed in watercolor boy playing. And you could choose any of these lovely images, but I chose this little boy here flying a kite. So now we've got this image, and now we can add our colorful clock. So I've uploaded the clock that we created in the Time Worksheet Generator, and I'm putting it on Canva, but of course it has a white background and I really want to remove the background. So I go on edit image and I choose the background remover, and that should now remove the background, hopefully. It has done so. So now we can put our clock up here, and then we can add text, and maybe we say something like, let's have a look. We could create a story with this. So of course you would have other pages introducing the story, but this could be one of the pages in your storybook. And maybe we've given this little boy a name. So we could say, Timmy loves to fly his kite. He often plays in the park at 4 o'clock. So we make the text a bit bigger so that people can read it, and just decide where you want to place your text. Also decide on a nice font maybe. So I like to use children or childlike fonts, so I'll type in child, see what I come up with. I mean, a lot of these fonts I have downloaded from Creative Fabrica, so you can play with that and choose a nice font for you. You can place this in the middle. Really, you can create your book in whichever way you prefer. So you really need to design your book the way you want to design it. And I don't actually like this font. Let's see if we can find a different one. This is a little bit better. But take your time when you create a book. Take your time to find the right fonts and to find the right placement. I've only done this very, very quickly to show you how you could create a children's book using the Time Worksheet Generator, because it gives you so many possibilities to do different activities. So we can create coloring books, we can create activity books, we can create story picture books like this one, but always make sure that you combine a lot of images from Canva, from the Time Worksheet Generator, from Creative Fabrica. The more you mix everything together, the better, because then you will be producing unique content. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it has given you an idea of the kind of books that you can create. There are quite a lot of possibilities here. And of course, you take your time creating them. I did this really quickly just to show you for the sake of this video. But when you create your book, just make sure you center everything. I know mine weren't very centered when I did this, so just have fun with it. Think about what kind of activities children would find fun to do and what is popular out there. Check out Etsy and what kind of printables they're selling there. Check out KDP and find out what kind of picture books, coloring books or activity books you could make with this app. And you can find all the details for the Time Worksheet Generator underneath this video. Remember that the price goes up on the 14th. It's your chance now to still get it at the reduced price. And don't forget that you can also receive my bonus, which is the Branding Your Publishing Business mini course, which will be a great way to expand your business and to get more sales and also to diversify your business. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.